already with the graduate school, but we wanted to have a short one just to introduce you to everyone who will play a role in the graduate business programs and talk through some things specific to those who are in the graduate programs in the College of Business. And so I welcome you on a Saturday morning. Thank you so much for being on. Just a few reminders as we go through. This is pretty casual, and so yes, there are PowerPoint slides, but feel free to unmute, ask questions. There will be a time for questions at the end. This will not last the whole 2 hours that have been planned, so you get a little bit of your Saturday time back. Again, unmute, ask questions, chat if you have questions. Also, this is being recorded, and so this will be available on the Business Career Center's YouTube channel, and I think Caitlin is on with the graduate school, and I think it's going to be made available too in your Harvey course. So again, I'm just glad to have you here. Welcome. And I realized I did not introduce myself, so let me do that first. So my name is Leonelle Thompson, and I serve as the Assistant Dean in the Collins College of Business. I also oversee our Business Career Center. So you will be getting a lot of emails from me, if you haven't already, about happenings not only within the Career Center, but also within the college, and how that'll help you on your journey as you go through your graduate program, and also as you look at what your career may want to look like in the future. So I'm going to jump right into the presentation here. First, we're going to have a welcome from our Collins College of Business Interim Dean, Dr. Ralph Jackson. I'm going to introduce you to the Business Career Center and talk about some of our upcoming events, mock interviews that are just for graduate students, and Handshake, our career management platform. Then I'm going to discuss with you mentoring. So as a member of the Collins College of Business, as a graduate student of the Collins College of Business, you all will be getting a mentor, an official mentor, to help you over the next year. So I'll talk through the logistics of that. And then I'll open up for any questions, anything you may want to ask that relates to the college. Caitlin is also on the line from the graduate school, and so she'll be available to answer questions as well. So with that, Dr. Jackson, I saw you were on. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Leonelle. Appreciate it. Welcome everybody to this Saturday session. We don't have many of these in the college business, so you don't need to worry you'll be meeting every Saturday. But as Leonelle mentioned, I am the interim dean of the Collins College of Business. A huge part of what we do are our graduate programs. Those are critical to us. They make us a better university. They provide all kinds of opportunities for faculty to interact on a more personal basis because the classes tend to be smaller. What it does for you, and there are any number of benefits for me in a good graduate program. One of which is that, of course, you will add to your body of knowledge. You will learn a lot. You will learn more than you think you're learning at any given point in time. At the end of the program, you will have the sense that you know much more than when you came in. But hope is that this program will be really a way to jumpstart your lifelong learning, and as a result of that, change not only you, but maybe your career trajectory and give you more choices going forward. So those are some of the practical benefits. One of the other benefits that I think is perhaps most critical and most important will be the benefit of interacting with your fellow students. You will be in classes with people who are highly motivated, who are very sharp, who don't mind working, and who will offer you some insights that you may not have had otherwise. You will make friends that you will retain for the rest of your lives in this program. Excuse me. So it is an exciting period. These are consummate professionals. They have great credentials, but they also have a great background in business and in most of them had a career before they come into academia. So it will be a wonderful experience for you. You will be working in teams, you will be working individually. You'll probably end up with a lot of group study sessions. And again, those are where you form some bonds that will last the rest of your lives. In terms of the business 7110, which is really kind of could be called our professionalism course, we will have to handle it a little bit differently this year. We will ask you to go to 2 events those can be virtual. You will of course be interacting with Lionel in terms of resume development, that kind of thing. And we will have the mentor program, which is, I think, an essential part of what we do. And again, we may have to make some adjustments in terms of virtual meetings versus face-to-face meetings. We hope that at some point we can go back to something approaching normalcy, but hope is not a strategy. So what we're going to try to do is make this as meaningful as it can be, given a set of circumstances, and you'll come away, again, stronger as a person and stronger as a student. It will be a good experience. The faculty, again, as I've mentioned, who are teaching this program, enjoy the interaction with graduate students. You guys, and guys is a non-gender term, you guys are good in terms of asking questions. You're much less likely to sit and be sponges in the classroom. You will have interactions, and those are important. You will learn a lot from your fellow students as well as from the faculty. So welcome to the program. Right now I'm housed on the 2nd floor. I may move up to the 3rd floor, but my door is open, and I hope that I can meet each and every one of you over the course of the next year. So good luck in the program, and I'm going to turn it back to Lionel.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Jackson. We're going to go through our agenda here. Again, feel free to jump in with any questions you may have. Chat, unmute yourself, jump in, say, hey, I have a question, and we will do our best to answer them. So I want to go through introduction of my office, the Business Career Center, and what our mission is. And that's to educate and assist business students in creating that career plan that will lead to lifelong career goals, individual fulfillment, and employment with distinguished globalized organizations. And, you know, one of the things that I have found being in this role for almost 3 years now is a lot of times we think, oh, does this relate to graduate students? Very much so. Graduate students hold a very special place in my heart because your career journey, your degree programs are very different than undergraduate. And so you may be coming back to a graduate program after working for a little bit. You may have gone straight through from undergraduate, but your goals and what you want to achieve do look different than undergrad. And so one of the things I love to do is work with graduate students on what are those goals? How do we get to fulfill those? So a little bit more about what we do in the Business Career Center. We host talent development series workshops. These are to help you get ready for career readiness. So this is on topics such as, you know, how do you brand yourself, personal branding. It's taken a twist this year because everything will be virtual. So all of our events are definitely very virtual. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. We host various career events and presentations, whether it's partnering with other organizations or departments. This includes career fairs, panels, team building events. One of the things I love to do is I love understanding people's temperaments and personalities. And so if that is something you're interested in, you know, I know our Graduate Business Student Association was wanting me to come in and it be virtual just to find out more about how and why you think the way you think, and understanding others, which is huge, especially more so now because you're virtual and you can't really be in person and talk to people and get that sense. So things of that nature come out of my office. We have, of course, our employer showcases. So this is where we bring employers to campus. This year, those will all be virtual, but in a setting like this, and you learn about the companies, you get to talk with the recruiters, you get to apply for those positions. And they will be doing classroom visits and virtual information sessions. And lastly, in the spring, we do our adulting, #Adulting 101 series. So a take on the talent development series workshops, but really getting you ready on things like insurance, budgeting, negotiating. We have incorporated some of those into the fall. Since everything is virtual, we can do a lot more, and recording those will be beneficial. And so just a little bit about what we do in my office. Again, it's your career plan, and I'm here to help you get ready for that. I'm here to help you say, you know what, I want to change careers. I want to use my MBA to do this. I want to, and as a master's of accountancy student, I want to make sure I get the 150 credit hours, but I want to start maybe in public accounting and then maybe move to corporate later. In the MSBA program, I want to start as a data scientist, but I want to do it for a company that's not in Tulsa. So how can I go about finding that? And that's what my job is, to help you on that journey. Let's see, come on, Zoom. So I always say, what should you be doing right now? So here we are, school starts in a couple days, the semester starts. So as a graduate student, definitely make an appointment with me. And I have the QR code on the slide that you can snap. If you've gotten emails from me, you can also book an appointment from the book an appointment link in my signature. But make an appointment, let's sit down, let's just chat. Let's talk about, why are you pursuing a graduate degree, and what do you hope to gain from that in the way of career and employment? If an internship is required for your program, as I know it is for the MBA program, determine what area you would like to intern in, and we can help with that. So for the summer, this last summer was definitely a different time because so many internships were canceled. I feel very confident with this coming summer because now people are definitely more used to the virtual environment, and you can do things remotely. Update your resume and online profile. I'll go through Handshake in a second. If you're an international student, make sure you understand the requirements of CPT and OPT, just so you're not caught off guard, you're not thrown for a loop when it comes time to apply for those. And now is the time to start applying for those internships for next summer. If you are graduating within the year, so I know our Master's of Accountancy program, you would start work after next summer, you would start applying for those jobs, and jobs are starting to be posted. And then think about if you want to change jobs or careers and how that plays into maybe the courses you choose, how we take a look at your resume, and that helps with where you should start applying. But the one thing I want to get across on this slide is you are not alone in this. I am here to help you in the Career Center. So please don't feel like you've got to navigate all this on your own. And I know it can be a lot as you're dealing with classes, as you're, everything, for the most part, not everything, I'll say 75% of things are virtual. What does that look like? Just know that I am here to help. So how is information communicated? Email's huge. So definitely check your email. Email's going to come in the form of, it's going to come from me. It's going to either have events listing. I sent one out yesterday. It's also going to have targeted job or internship opportunities. A lot of times employers reach out to me and say, I need a Master of Business Administration with an emphasis in healthcare delivery sciences student. And so I would send that directly to you all. Yes, we have our online posting system, but sometimes we're small enough, employers feel very comfortable coming to me, and then I would send those to you with information on how you can apply, either sending me your resume or just going ahead and applying directly. We will have flyers, so if you are on campus, there will be flyers posted. The digital monitors will have our events. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I will say we are probably more active on Instagram, just with happenings for the week. We like to post videos out there. And also, we had a whole summer series of employers who came in, like Takeda Pharmaceutical, that's headquartered in Tokyo, but one of our alumni works for the company in Chicago. So we had a virtual event with them. BOK Financial, Rule 4, which is out of Denver, Colorado. So all the things that we've done virtually have been recorded and can be found on our YouTube page, which is TU Business Career Center. So notice the spelling in center. There's no E's in that. But like this recording will be put out there. So to look back over the past year, to see what companies have been on campus. Those companies still have the same recruiters, so they usually put their contact information in those presentations, so you can feel free to reach out to them. As graduate students, let me get to the next slide. Okay, that's upcoming events. As graduate students, you know, your needs are different when it comes to the career area, and so we're going to work together on how you reach out directly to employers. I definitely want you as graduate students to know that you don't have to wait for there to be a posting. If you're interested in a company, chances are I have some contact information on them. So reach out to me. I've done this many times this summer for students who gave me a list of companies and were like, who can I reach out to? And just to get yourself out there more, and it's going to feel weird, that direct email to, you know, BCG, Boston Consulting Group, to say, I am an analytics student graduating in December, and I would like to know more about your opportunities. And you know what? They may just direct you to their website, but you have a name, and that name now can be used on a cover letter. That name now someone you can follow up with to tell them that you have applied. And so really working on the networking piece, which we'll talk about when I talk about the mentoring program as well. So this first week of school is busy. We have a lot of upcoming events. On the 24th and 25th, the first and second day of school, come by Helm 215 if you're on campus, if you're comfortable being on campus. Grab a cup of coffee. It will be socially distanced. It will be safe, and a goodie bag. These are not the goodies like the face mask and everything. These are edible goodies, prepackaged, all safe. From 9:30 to 11, I would love to see you. Just stop by and say hi. You know, I was on campus yesterday and I didn't realize how much I missed it, how much I missed that interaction. So stop by on those 2 days. On the 26th, we'll have a more in-depth conversation on what you need to know this semester. That starts at noon, and I'm having it open from 12 to 4:30. This is kind of my virtual open office hours. You don't need an appointment. Pop on the Zoom, ask a quick question, listen in to what I'm talking about. However you want to do it, but it's open office hour times virtually. So while I'll be in the office doing it, you know, you can log onto the Zoom. And this is just going to take you through what the semester will look like as far as career planning when it comes to our virtual career fair that's coming up. How will we have a career clothes closet? How do you go about taking advantage of that? Total side note, very proud of the career closet. That's for you all. You need a blazer, you need a suit. Make an appointment, email me, say, hey, I need a blazer, I need a suit for an interview coming up, and that we have generous donors who have donated, and those are yours to keep. You know, you need a belt, you need a tie, you need a blouse, whatever it may be, we more than likely have it in the closet, or we will get it for you free of charge. And again, that's yours to keep. So you don't have to dry clean it, send it back. It's yours. So we'll go over that a lot on the August 26th. And then on August 27th, Phillips 66 is our first employer showcase. They will be virtual because they're not allowed to come on campus, not because of us, but because of their recruiting policy. And they will talk about their internships and full-time opportunities. Phillips 66 was one of the few companies that maintained their summer internships during COVID this past summer. And they are seeking all majors. They are really growing as one of the largest oil and gas companies and the downstream midstream play that they have. And so anything from MBA, Masters of Accountancy, there's always a need for accounting. MSBA analytics is huge at Phillips 66. They're really trying to build that up, especially in their IT area. And so just thinking through that, just come find out more about them. So again, you'll get emails about all this information as well. Mock interview. So this is one of my favorite events to have for graduate students on campus. It'll be virtual this year. Usually it's on campus, but we do this early in the semester to get you all ready for interview season. And this is for graduate students only, graduate business students only. They'll be held September 11th and September 18th. They'll be virtual. And what I love about these is these are true, real employers conducting these interviews. So you get to get feedback from an employer. Excuse me, talking a lot. From an employer, You get to have that contact. You get to pick which employer you want to interview with. And so it's just a great time to hone those skills. Maybe you haven't interviewed in a while. Maybe you've never done an interview. And so this is the time for you to sit down. It's, you know, it's not for a grade. It's not something that will impact a hiring decision. I always recommend you interview with someone that you're interested with, and timing wise that may not happen, but it's not going to impact you. It's not going to hurt you. So if you completely bomb it, you know, the interviewers know that this is a mock interview, but it puts you in front of them. We had Walmart come and do some last year, and they were chomping at the bit to get some of these students, like, oh my goodness, you know, this is who I want to hire, please apply, you know, that kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. So more information to come on those with the sign up sheet, the employers to pick. I'll probably send that out the week of August 31st, just to get us through the first week of school and all that comes with that. Before I go on into Handshake, just to show you a little bit about what that involves, are there any questions right now? Anything that I might have said, that Dr. Jackson might have said earlier? I'm gonna open up my gallery view so I can see you all. All right, I'm gonna keep trucking along. So I wanted to show Handshake and what it is. So I know some of you were undergrads at the University of Tulsa and are very familiar with Handshake. For those of you who are not, Handshake is our career management platform. So this is the place where you're gonna update your profile. This is where you're gonna apply for jobs and internships that are posted for employers posting to the University of Tulsa. You're gonna sign up for interviews in Handshake and register for events. So the events I send out, just so we can get an RSVP, you would register in there. And it's also where we will hold our first ever virtual career fair. We were really hoping that COVID would go away and that we would be able to hold an in-person career fair like we've done many, many years. But this year that just didn't happen. So we will be having a virtual career fair. So I wanna just show you what Handshake looks like briefly so you can get familiar what it does. So you're gonna go to utulsa.joinhandshake.com. And I sign in with my email address. You can sign in with single sign-on, which is your universal ID. So your letters and your numbers combo, or first name dash last name, depending on how it's set up. As a student, you're already loaded in the system. So you don't have to request access or anything. So you would sign in. I'm gonna use my email address. If you've been in before, you'll get this page and then sign in with your password that you set up. The first time you log in, you will be asked to set your password. So just be aware of that. That's normal. And I need to change this over to the student view. Some of you all were on my Handshake presentation a couple weeks ago, so apologies if this is redundant. But this is where you are. This is where you search for jobs. This is where you update your profile. This is where you load your resume to apply. And so on your profile, you want to go in and your education should load. Please check that, especially if you were an undergraduate at the University of Tulsa. Sometimes this still keeps your undergrad, and we want to make sure it has your most updated that you are now a graduate student. You fill all of this information in as far as work experience, your organizations, any courses, so relevant courses that you are taking right now, definitely you want to fill those in. Anything that you are, any projects that you work on. I'm a big diversity and inclusion champion, so I am so sorry, my phone is ringing. Stop that. Okay, sorry about that. And so you also want to have your skills. So any skills that you have, and these you can put as many as you want to here. And skills you think may not relate, go ahead and put it in there anyway. Like I put PowerPoint, that's a skill, So definitely fill those out, and then you want to upload your resume and any other documents you might have. So if you have writing examples, if you have a transcript, which is a little hard when you first start because you don't have a transcript yet. Any cover letters, just keep in mind cover letters are unique to that company you are applying for. So again, this is just a quick look at the profile. If you I'm a big fan of not spinning your wheels. So please reach out to me if you just to say, hey, you know what, I'm kind of stuck on the profile. What should I put? You know, does it look okay? Let me know. I can look at it. You know, don't spin your wheels on this, because if you start now, you'll be in a great position to start applying for those jobs. Lastly, on Handshake, I want to show the jobs. Well, next to last, and then I'll show you the career fair. And so we have jobs. You get to filter on jobs you may want. So if you're looking for an internship and you're an international student, you want to make sure that they accept OPT and CPT. You could filter on that. You know, if you have a particular industry, so say you want to be in investment banking, and you don't have a location preference or anything. And so there's 12 jobs that have been found. So you can show those results. And excuse me, JP Morgan is hiring. We love JP Morgan. They hired a lot of our students for interns and full-time. So we had, I think, 3 go there who are starting here in the next couple weeks. We had 2 that were interns there all over. So they are a big recruiter for our students. But you can see the different internships that are available. And then you could apply externally, takes you to the external site. Apply internally would take you, you would just apply with your Handshake profile. So didn't want to go too deep into this because we will cover it on the 26th, and there's a video out on YouTube about it. But just want you to know that jobs are out there currently being posted in internships, so feel free to look. This isn't the only tool you can use. I'm also a big fan of LinkedIn that you can use to help with your job search as well. But if you're having trouble not knowing, like, where should I apply, what happens, what's next, feel free to reach out because I can help you. And sometimes Handshake can be intuitive, sometimes it cannot. And then lastly, our events is where you're going to find all our events that we have coming up. So our Welcome Back that I mentioned, the Talent Development Series, Employer Showcase. There's also events that other organizations or companies post on Handshake. Feel free to attend those too. There was one earlier, State Department, Merit-Based Graduate Fellowships and Internships, Wall Street Journal. Feel free to attend those as well. You'll know there are events if it has the company logo here or it says Business Career Center. So Walmart's coming to do best practices and internships. I say coming, it'll be virtual. Internships and job search during COVID. I've been working on Walmart to come recruit since I got here, and they are looking for every single major. So feel free, I mean, because Walmart's into everything. So definitely log on to that on Tuesday, September 1st. So those are how you look at events. And then lastly, our career fair, again, it will be virtual. Now, because it's virtual, we've never had to have you register before. You will have to register this year because of the way the career fair will work. You will have breakout sessions with employers, either one-on-one or group sessions, and you can only attend those if you register. So if you go back, if you click on the career fair link, I'm already registered. I'm going to just show you all this. You would click on register, and then you can view all the sessions that are being hosted. Now, employers are still updating their sessions, but if you were interested in ABB and they would list their sessions here, you would go ahead and click on those based on the timing, and then you would log on at that time. So Ascension is having sessions. So for healthcare organizations, so you could click on this and say, all right, I want to join them at 12:20. And then you would confirm that. And so you would get a confirmation that you would be attending that session. You would log into Handshake and then join that session, very much like Zoom, but it's in Handshake on the day of the career fair. We're going to have a whole session on how to prep for this virtual career fair because, yes, you will still dress the same. The part that's missing is we won't necessarily have that physical resume to hand out, which is why it's extremely important to get your resume updated and loaded into Handshake, because that's what employers are going to pull from for that virtual career fair. So again, more information to come. SimStar, just to shout out to SimStar. SimStar loves our business analytics students. So please, please, if you're analytics students, keep SimStar on your radar. They have tons of projects that need to be done in the summer. we love SimStar. So they love our analytics students. So just keep them in mind. Eide Bailly, I think I saw Kayla on, who's applying to Eide Bailly. So they love our Masters of Accountancy students. And I know we have some former interns on. Grant Thornton hires them with most of our Masters of Accountancy students. So you can see there's some great companies that'll be here. The great thing about virtual is that we're getting new companies that have never been here before because they couldn't travel. So we'll start to see them pop on as well. So between the career fair and the employer showcases, there's not a lack of opportunity for connecting with employers. All right, I'm gonna go back to the PowerPoint. Again, if you guys have questions, unmute, type in, share. So let's talk about mentoring. So mentoring is huge for us. So every new graduate business student will be paired with a mentor. When I graduated with my MBA from TU, worked for about 5 years, I came back and was a mentor, and it was fantastic. Our mentors are alumni, business executives, volunteers, etc. So how we will pair you all up is you will get an email this Friday, the 28th, and you'll need to complete the form. The mentors, we do open mentor call. They also complete the form. On the form, definitely be honest with what you're looking for in a mentor, how you, what are your needs? What do you hope to gain from the mentoring program? I like to call this an informal, formal partnership, right? So we're not going to dictate and say, you need to meet this many times, because that's between you and the mentor. But it's formal in the sense that you will be matched. I'm a big fan of maybe getting outside your box a little bit for those mentors. Some of my best mentors have been people who were not in my area. I'm an accountant by degree with an MBA, and I had a mentor who served most of their time in the nonprofit world, didn't care about debits and credits, and it was fantastic. So definitely, put that on there. If you're looking for someone who maybe has a totally different career path than you, put that on the form. We're going to host a virtual Meet Your Mentor, a virtual event in mid-September. So because of the virtual sense of things, how we were waiting on how school would play out, it's a little later than normal, but you will keep that mentor for the whole year for our purposes, and you are more than welcome to go even longer with the mentor. So don't think it has to end. So that's how it's the informal piece. We won't say it ends. If it's not clicking, let us know that too, and we can help you find someone else. But that's why completing the form and being completely honest is key. And be honest if you're like, you know what, I really don't want someone who works in oil and gas. Okay, we will honor that. So just be honest on the form. And lastly, with our mentoring, I'm a big fan of having as many mentors as you want and need. Well, we have ours and our mentoring program in the College of Business. TU has an official mentoring program or mentoring platform called UTulsa Connect. So I highly recommend everyone sign up for that. It's another way just to connect with them, with alumni. So it's basically our alumni mentoring system. So, connecting with alumni, people who may be working in areas or countries or cities that you're interested in. Wonderful way to connect with them. Again, an informal, formal program, you would ask for help, and it's all done through the platform. You would ask for to seek help from them, and it could be in the way of resume reviews. It could be in finding internships or jobs. It could just be getting advice on, I saw you were also a graduate of a graduate business program. What advice would you give? How's it changed since, you were in the program? As someone who graduated in 2005 with my MBA, the program, the graduate business programs have definitely changed, and I will say definitely changed for the better with all the activities, with all the curriculum, just a stellar job. So to go over and show you UTulsa Connect, so you just go to utulsaconnect.com, and then there's a page where you would join now, but I've already joined. So you can sign in with LinkedIn, with Google, with Facebook, or set up an account. Again, as a student, you already are loaded. So if you sign in with Google, LinkedIn, or Facebook, it will pick up your name as long as your name is the same. All right, so here you can find people who post. So Moden Hopkins, Lockheed Martin, he is an alum. He is someone who is looking for an engineering intern. So you get to see, like, it's just another place for job postings too. It's another place to find out about our alumni. I posted these 2 jobs we have. A CPA firm here in Tulsa looking for a senior tax accountant and a tax accountant. You can see all the new members. Your profile, for the most part, completes because it's already uploaded, but you would want to go in and just check, add a picture, that kind of thing. What are you looking for? For me, I'm offering help as a mentor, or I'm offering help and offering mentoring. So sometimes it's just, somebody wants to call you and say, hey, do you know someone? Other times it's a whole mentoring event. So again, the mentor designates that. If you're seeking help, you mark that there, and it's just a great platform to use. So it's run through our alumni engagement office. It's outside of our mentoring program, but again, you can never have too many mentors. So just keep that in mind. Again, you have the feed here of various ways. They just did our last career chat last week. It talks about homecoming, other events that might be coming up. Let's see. I think there's photos. I have a couple of mentors. It's always, they suggest mentors for you. So total side note, Carla Selly, I actually went to undergrad and graduate school with her. So we always kid, we're gonna be each other's mentors. But based on your profile, it'll suggest people, and then you can just connect with them and go from there. So again, a great way to just connect with other people. It doesn't have to be in your area. You can find mentors by your job function you want to do, search for various things. So just another way to stay connected, and use the resources at your disposal when it comes to making the most of your graduate programs. And with that, I'm going to stop share and just open it up to questions. And Caitlin, did you want to say anything?
So, hi everyone. It's been a couple days since I've talked to you guys. So I sent out a reminder email last night about enrollment. I know there's a few of you who are either admitted to your programs a little bit later, or you may just have last minute changes that you need to make. Make sure that you let me know if you either haven't enrolled or have questions about your enrollment. I did want to touch base on that very quickly though, because I want to make sure y'all understand that there's a slight difference between student planning and Harvey. So you are going to see your current enrollment right now in your student planning system. Harvey courses go live on Monday unless your faculty chooses to open the course early. So just because you don't see a course in Harvey, if it's showing up in student planning, don't worry, you're enrolled. You'll see your courses. You may have professors who aren't using Harvey. They may be using a different system. They should be contacting you if that's the case. So just, as I said, if you have questions, let me know, but I did want to distinguish between those two. On the same note, be sure at this point that you are checking your TU email regularly, because that is how your faculty will be contacting you. They will be emailing you at your TU email. I will be emailing you at your TU email. So just make sure you're checking that, and we will get y'all all ready to go on Monday. So
thank you, Caitlin. Appreciate that. Yes, TU email, very important. You can forward it to your Gmail, AOL, Hotmail, but TU email, can't stress that enough. Are there any questions? Feel free to unmute, chat. Okay, not seeing any. See, I'll give it a bit more. Dr. Jackson still on. Dr. Jackson, do you have any final words? I think he's still on. I see him. All righty. Well, you get some time back on this Saturday morning. So again, reach out if you have any questions. I know the first week of school is just a lot. So definitely reach out. For those of you who are having classes in person, you know, stop by. Even if you're not, you can stop by, wear your mask. That's the thing, wear your mask. And just, you know, we're here to help you in the College of Business, in the graduate school. We are so excited you have decided to choose TU. You've decided to come to TU for your graduate education. I am looking forward to working with each of you. Do not be strangers. All will be okay. I know it seems overwhelming now as we're trying to work through everything, but it's going to be all right. So again, reach out. My email is leonel-thompson@utulsa.edu. You know, reach out to me, Caitlin, Dr. Jackson, whomever. We can find you the answer if we don't know it. So thank you all for joining us on this this Saturday morning. I will see you on Monday, virtually, in person. At some point, I'll see you, and go TU and reign Cane. Thank you, Caitlin, for joining us.